right, we are back, and we are live on this Wednesday, talking rock with you here on SiriusXM, channel 103 Faction Talk, and of course on the SiriusXM app. And we welcome to the show right now my dear friend Wendy Dio to join us to talk a little bit about the next Dio Cancer Fund event, which I mentioned previous and in the past is happening a week from Sunday, May 7th. Finally back on track with this one too. Rock for Ronnie will be going down at Los Encinos Park in Encino, California from noon to 5. Nice afternoon event. Great way to spend a Sunday afternoon. And to tell us all about it is Wendy Dio joining us right now. Hey, Wendy, how are you?
I'm great, Eddie. Thanks for supporting us once again. You're always there. We can always count on you. We love you.
Oh, of course, of course. Well, thank you. And it's great to be a part of these events. I look forward to it so much. It was so great to have the bowling event back recently. We had a great time, and I know that's going to be back on a regular basis, right?
Oh, absolutely. Next November, yes. And last November, Jack Black graced us with his presence, as he always does if he's not filming, and we had so many celebrities. It was just an amazing sold-out event, and we'll do it again in November, for sure.
Yeah, and it was sold out in advance. I remember. I mean, that was the first time that happened, right? That we were sold out, we couldn't get in. People couldn't get in.
Yeah. We made about $50,000 for the charity, which we're so happy about.
That's fantastic. Well, when that gets announced for November, everybody get your tickets early so you don't get shut out. We had a great time there at Pins in Studio City. So, Wendy, this one we lost for a couple of years, I know, because of COVID, and now it's back, but it's changed a little bit because the motorcycle aspect has been taken out. Tell everybody about the event a week from Sunday.
Okay, well, you know, we always have the Ride for Ronnie every year, and then, of course, COVID shut it down. We wanted to continue on as soon as we found that we could do it again. The problem with the motorcycles is that it takes such a long lead time because of shutting the streets down. We have to shut the freeway down. We have to get the police involved with permits and everything. We didn't have time this year to get the permits together, but we still wanted to not lose the fact that we still have, you know, the entertainment and the Rock for Ronnie in the park. So we decided this year we'll just carry on, but we'll do Rock for Ronnie. Of course, the ride will be back hopefully next year.
Okay, so the ride part might come back at some point, but this year we should remind everybody it's not a nighttime thing. So it's a nice way to spend the afternoon, and we'll start at noon and runs till 5, so it's just the afternoon. It's on Sunday, May 7th. You can go to diocancerfund.org for more information and to buy tickets. And I know that there's a bunch of announced performers already, but you also know, as people might know from the history, that there could be surprises showing up as well. As far as you can tell the audience now, Wendy, who are some of the entertainers that'll be playing?
We have the Jason Charles Miller Southern Rock Band. We have the Atomic Punks, which is a Van Halen tribute band, a fabulous band. We have Steamroller, which is Doug Aldridge's band with Brian Tichy and Michael Devin, which would be great. You know, Doug Aldridge, of course, was in Whitesnake and Dio's band too. And we have, of course, our wonderful Dio Disciples, with Simon Wright and Scott Warren and Bjorn Englund. And also Ira Black will be filling in the guitar, and Terry Elias and Dinah Strutter, who's an amazing girl singer as well. So it's a little bit different, but it's going to be fun. And then, of course, we have the special all-star jam band, which is so many people. It's just too many to name. We have so many people that are going to be involved in that. And it's going to be just a fun afternoon. You know, just sit on the ground, you know, have fun. We have beer and wine. We have soft drinks. We have non-alcoholic beer and wine as well. We have food trucks. We have vendors there selling stuff. We have Archie's ice cream again. McLeod Beer has offered their sponsorship, and also Liquid Death for the water from Blasco. And it's a fun thing. The tickets are $50 before pre-sale, $75 on the door. Kids under 12 are free, so it's a family affair. Come down, have fun, sit around. It's going to be a wonderful sunny afternoon. We're going to have a blast. And then, of course, we'll do the silent auction, the live auction, the raffle. So many things going on.
Yeah, I forgot about that too, because one of the things I've done, and I've been up there with Adam Parsons and others, and we work the crowd to auction off some great great items, some great Dio stuff, and other unrelated things, and just all of the money, of course, the admission, everything goes to the Dio Cancer Fund, so you know it's going to a great cause. And you said kids are free, and Wendy, if I recall, I think people I've seen in the past, people can bring their dogs, right, and come with
dogs,
a chair or whatever,
and
the
whole family affair,
yeah.
dogs, kids, people, whatever. Just come and have fun. And this year we have a new item. We have blankets to sit on the ground with that are for sale. There are Dio logo blankets, which will be fun as well. I'm getting one myself.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. Yeah, and we should mention that to people. If you're going to this, bring a chair or bring a blanket, because it's just an outdoor park, so there's not any reserved seating or anything, and you can just get comfortable under a tree or whatever and watch the bands and listen to the music and food trucks. And like Wendy was saying, there's you never know who's going to pop up. Remember that? How can anybody forget the year, Wendy, we were all hanging out, and who stumbled in but Dave Grohl, and he ended up getting up and playing some songs.
Yeah, he just jumped up on the drum kit. That was fun. We always get things like that. People just pop in. They might be there because a lot of times they can't announce that they're coming because they could be playing somewhere. They could have a gig somewhere at the last minute. But then if they're not doing anything, they just pop in, and it's just fun. It's always fun. It's a big party. It's just fun day and raising money and awareness for cancer. And it's just it's a great fun day. And I'm really looking forward to it. I really am.
Yeah, well, we've missed it. It's just like the bowling. We lost it for a couple of years, and it's not only a fun thing, and it's a great way for the whole Dio extended family to get together, but it's also, like you said, a great cause. And I remember the year that Dave came by, because I remember I was trying to get him to come, and he lives in Encino, and I was there, and I remember the back gate was open, and he stumbled in, and he saw me, and he came up to me, and he goes, he was with his kids. He goes, "What's going on here?" And I said, I thought I told you. And he goes, I go, "Why don't you come back and play?" And he goes, "Yeah, I might." And sure enough, an hour later, he came back. He got up on stage, played a couple of songs, and hung out. And I'm going to hit him up again too to make sure he knows about it when we're there. And I'm going to hit up Morello too, because he's on my bowling team every year, to see if we can get him down there to play a song or two. So you never know who might show up. That's the point.
And, they're all going to do meet and greets. They've all agreed, all the All-Star Jam people and all the bands have decided to do meet and greet. So you can get meet and greet and get signed autographs and such. So which would be fun, real fun.
It's all going down May 7th in Encino, California, Los Encinos Park. And again, it starts at noon. It ends at 5. So it's not like it's a late thing. And it's not, it's just a great afternoon to come and hang out and support a great cause. Wendy, I want to ask you a couple quick things while I have you. Everybody, of course, absolutely unanimously loved the Dio documentary, Dreamers Never Die. What's next on that as far as a rollout? I know it was, and I believe still is with Showtime, but are there plans to roll it out further? A lot of fans have called in asking me about possibly a possible DVD Blu-ray release with bonus content. Anything like that in the works?
Oh, yes, absolutely. That's in the works. And in fact, I was just signing off on the credits today, and that will be out on Mercury through Universal in September. It comes out on Blu-ray and on DVD, and there's so much bonus stuff on it, too. There's a whole bunch of bonus stuff that never made it to the film that will be in there. So that's another exciting thing that will be coming out in September. So I'm excited about that. Of course, it's still on Showtime, but a lot of the people, in Europe and stuff didn't get it at all unless they saw it when it was in theaters. So now that will go worldwide on Mercury through Universal.
Yeah, and of course, that especially the Dio fans, I mean, they love having things physically, whether it's vinyl, CDs, what have you. So to own that movie on a disc, on a Blu-ray or a DVD, and then have that bonus content. What can you reveal a little bit on some of the bonus content? Was it stuff that just didn't make the cut of the movie itself?
Well, the thing was, there was so much material that we had. It would have been a 5-hour movie. So there's a lot of the stuff, unfortunately, had to cut out. But there's different stories that Simon's talking about Ronnie, Simon Wright. There's some Jack Black content. There's some content about me saying some different things. There's some content with with Wynne Davis, who was Ronnie's engineer, that's revealing different things about stuff. There's lots of interesting stuff that was in there, but we had to cut a lot of stuff out because it just would have been way too long. But now they're getting to have the bonus stuff, extra stuff that would have been included if we had time.
How was the reception? I mean, we know how, I mean, I know just from talking to my audience and being so involved in the film, how much people loved it, but how was the response around the world to the movie? Did it do well as you hoped, as well as you hoped?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I went to premiere in London, and Tony Iommi was there, and a bunch of other guests were there, lots of other musicians, and around the world, everybody's can't wait because they only saw it in theaters for 2 days, and then it was gone, and so now they've all been waiting with bated breath for the DVD to come out. So everybody's very, very excited about it, and yeah, they are very excited about it. We got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is unheard of.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I know Tony's not only great in the film, but I know he loved it. He actually texted me after he saw it, and we talked a little bit and, said how much we missed Ronnie and how great the movie was. So I know that Tony was very moved by it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it was, most people use their tissues.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that was, it was at the screening at Man's Chinese, and when people were checking in for the film, Wendy had the brilliant idea of making, I still have mine, little packets of Dio tissues. And I remember I had seen the movie already, but I remember people walking in, like, what are these for? Why do we have these? And I'm like, you're going to need them. And everyone pretty much needed them.
Yeah, actually, when that reminded me, when the DVD and the Blu-ray comes out, they're doing special packaging with special T-shirts and tissues and a lot of other different mugs. I think they're doing a whole line of stuff that will be coming out with the release in September.
Yeah, it's very moving. I mean, it's incredibly well done, but it's very moving and very tough for everybody at the end there, myself included. My kids were watching it on Showtime the other day, and the part where I break up in it a little bit, I had to walk out, and just the end, I still can't talk about it, but I had to walk out of the room. My kids were watching, and I'm like, I'm going to walk out, and like, I had to get up and leave. It's still too much, but incredibly well done, and it's so great to see the response to it out there. And people who have Showtime, watch it now and look for, as Wendy said, September for a physical release. That should be awesome.
Yeah, it was a bittersweet journey, but I wanted the fans to see, certain things that even the diehard fans didn't know about Ronnie, which are in there. The accident, all, things that, the doo-wop days, things that even really, really hardcore fans didn't know about certain things that we wanted to put in there. So, and it's a journey through Ronnie's life. And as I said, it's a bittersweet journey, but I think Ronnie I think he'd be happy and proud of it. I think Don and Damien, the directors, did an amazing job. All the people, the talent that was in it did an amazing job. And I'm very, very happy with it.
Yeah. And that is the thing too, as big as a fan as anybody might be, I think that there's a lot in that movie that that even surprised people. Like the biggest takeaway for me, as I said many times, I cannot believe that the cover of Holy Diver was actually staged. I mean, that blew my mind. And I just did a thing, Wendy, on this show where I do these countdown shows, and I had the audience call in with their all-time favorite album covers, and Holy Diver came up a lot throughout the course of that show. And I referenced, I'm like, man, that was the biggest takeaway for me for the documentary. But a lot of people I remember going to the initial screening and sitting with Sebastian Bach and Geezer and Sebastian. There were things he didn't know about the early years. And the other thing that I think on the doc that a lot of people really responded to is the song, This Is Your Life, and hearing it in that film, because that was not a big record when it initially came out. And I can't tell you since that documentary how many fans have said to me, hey, where is that song from and where can I get it? So I think that song, maybe more than anything else, got a whole new appreciation from the documentary.
Absolutely, you know, it's one of my favorite songs, and that's on Angry Machines, and it's surprising because that was a very industrial album, and This Is Your Life is like just right there. And I think when Ronnie wrote that song, not knowing what was going to happen in the future, but it kind of tells the story of This Is Your Life.
Yeah, you know, just as an example, the magician Chris Angel in Vegas, who's become a friend of mine, and he's a big rock fan, after he saw the documentary, he texted me and he said, "My God, that song is incredible. Where is it from?" And he was having a birthday party that he had me host for him with a bunch of musicians playing. And he said to me, "Let's see if we can get one of the musicians to sing that song." That's how much it impacted him. So that song's getting a whole new audience, I think, because of the documentary. I mean, everybody knows Rainbow in the Dark and all of that, but that song and the placement and just hearing Ronnie sing it, that voice like that was just incredible to a lot of people, myself included.
Yeah, I thought it was a great close for the film too. It was just a perfect song for it because it said it all. This is your life, and that was his life. Yeah, and yeah, it's a very moving song. I find it a very moving song.
Two things, and I'll let you go. There's another thing that's coming out, which I'm very excited about. It's coming out very soon, and that is a anniversary reissue of the Sabbath album Live Evil, with a remix. What can you tell us about that?
Oh, yeah, that's coming out. And I'll tell you another secret. We just found a whole bunch of T-shirts from then. And so we're going to put them up on the site. So they'll be up on the site for people to buy. We've just found a whole bunch. It's from 3 different tours. So there's like a Canadian tour, 2 American tours with the dates on the back and everything. But we just found those. So we said, oh, we can put these up for people to be buying along with that. We found them. It was like a surprise. Been going through all the storage lockers and finding all different new little nuggets we've been finding. So yeah, so that'll be coming out. That's coming out soon. We're very excited about the Live Evil. It's you know, there's a bunch of songs on there that Ronnie never sang again after that Live Evil tour. So yeah, I'm very excited about it. It'll be great.
Well, the big thing about the album is it's coming out. There's a remix of it being done. And we all know that history has said, and the allegations were that was a sore spot for Ronnie, the original mix of that record, and that there had been tensions between, at the time, the Sabbath guys and Ronnie. And of course, Ronnie left the band before that even came out. So I would think that there being a remix of it is something that Ronnie probably would have been very happy about, right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It might be happy if they had put James in it as well, because if you notice, it says Wendy Dio.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Oh, his credit is Wendy Dio because it was bad blood between everybody, so they just left the James out.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah. But everything was good in the end. So, you know, bands are like families. They have their ups and downs. But, you know, Ronnie really loved his time in Sabbath. And I am so, so happy that he got to go full circle and end, you know, before he passed away, back with the Sabs and everybody loving each other. And that was a band not to be reckoned with. I mean, they were amazing. Every one of them is such an amazing player.
Yeah, no doubt. And I'm excited to hear the remix of the record because I know I've heard some of it already, and I know that's something that Ronnie would have liked to have had happen. And I've always said this, and you referenced it a second ago, that was the last time Ronnie sang any of the songs from the Ozzy era of Sabbath. And I always wished that he still did, even when they were doing Heaven and Hell, because I love his interpretations of those songs and how he does them. And I know it's maybe something he didn't want to really do, but because of his voice and how great it is, I loved hearing him do those songs. So to me, that's the best thing about Live Evil, is hearing him and doing his take on War Pigs and stuff like that, NIB. I thought that was so great.
Right, yeah. Yeah, he loved to do Iron Man, actually.
Oh, is that the one? All right, well, it was just great hearing his voice on it. And the last thing, and I got to always ask you about this because the fans ask me constantly, is there any movement on Hearing Aid being reissued?
There will be. It's just, the time it takes to get that together is such a long time to do so much work on it, and so many, releases to get from everyone. I mean, the bands are always great. Musicians are always wonderful. They always give their time and talent. But then you got to deal with the record labels. You got to deal with the managers and so on. So it is in the works. It will come out. I was hoping to do alongside it with some new bands to do new things as well with it. And obviously we will work in it. I'm not saying next year, but maybe 2025, and of course all the proceeds will go to Stand Up and Shout Cancer Fund. Yes, I keep looking at it and I keep thinking about it, and then something else comes up and there's never the time to do it. But maybe we can work on it next year for a 2025 release.
Because what you'd like to do with that, from what you've said in the past, is the original song and record, but also then add some stuff to it, or maybe even have some of today's musicians do a version of the song, right? You want to do something more than just put the record out again.
Right. And then we also have so much behind the scenes stuff that was done that nobody's ever seen, released. There's so much footage and film and photos of people that aren't even with us anymore. I mean, it's there's a lot of people that passed away since we did that in 85. And that is a wonderful memories for all of us. So yes, we can do it. But as I said, it takes a lot of time and a lot of red tape, but we will do it. We definitely will do it. Hopefully we can work on it next year and for a 2025 release.
And of course, that was also prominently featured in the documentary. And I think, a lot of people love seeing all that footage in there too. That was a big part of it. So it's a good time to maybe revisit that as well. Well, listen, Wendy, I thank you for the time, and thank you again for having me for this next event. And we'll see everybody there in Encino, California, again, a week from this Sunday, May 7th, noon to 5, Los Encinos Park, and go to diocancerfund.org for more information and to get your tickets. Again, all the money goes to the Cancer Fund, so it's all for a great cause. So grab your dog, grab a chair, grab a blanket, come on out, watch the great musicians that are going to be entertaining everybody. We'll have some auctions, and it's all about raising money for a great cause, and look forward to being a part of it and seeing you and everybody there on May 7th. So thank you very much, Wendy.
And thank you, Eddie. You're always such a joy, and just such a person that I love you so much for all the things you do. You keep metal and music alive always. That's all you strive for, and I am so appreciative of it. Thank you very much.
Very kind of you. Thank you as well. And I will see you like a week and a half very soon.
Yeah, May 7th. That's it.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye. There she goes, everybody. Wendy Dio joining us live on Trunk Nation here on Faction Talk 103, and of course, the SiriusXM app. It's just so cool to be a part of that whole world, and I'm so grateful to Wendy that she has literally every single thing that Ronnie that's happened to Ronnie, since Ronnie died, including his funeral. I hosted, including the 5-10 years after his death, remembrance I hosted. Obviously, the documentary I'm in quite a bit. The fact that she's always told me that Ronnie felt that strongly about me, so she always wants to include me in it. It just moves me beyond words, because obviously the guy was an icon and a friend and a hero and all of that. But still, after he's been gone, to be able to do all these things and help a great cause, I don't take a penny for it. I don't, like most of the, pretty much all the musicians and everybody who does this, it's all about the cause. So nobody is getting paid. It's all about raising money for the Dio Cancer Fund. And when you meet the doctors that Wendy is giving this money to help advance cancer research, it's really impactful too, because they will tell you of some of the advances that are being made. Like there's a doctor who bowled with us this year named Dr. Wong, and getting to know him, he was telling everybody at the bowling event that there's these advances being made in being able to screen for cancer through saliva, where you would just have to like spit in a tube and they can pre-screen and let you know if you're susceptible or what have you, because it's all about early detection and knowing early. So it's just great work that they're doing, and this is funding, and this money also goes to help people who have cancer and can't afford the treatments or the deductibles or any of that. And it's helped a lot of people in the music community. They don't always publicize to some of these people who you'd be surprised have gone through some things, or you'd be surprised don't have the funds to get treatment. And this is where all this money goes. So it's great stuff, and it's great to be a part of it. Again, diocancerfund.org for more information. And I can't tell you, just doing that alone, some of the amazing experiences and people and moments and things that have happened. And you never know what's going to happen in a week and a half. So join us in Encino if you happen to be in Southern California or can get there. All right, so there's your update. Thank you to Wendy Dio. Great stuff in there from Wendy. Little talk about Live Evil, a little talk about maybe Hearing Aid, of course, the documentary. Now we know that's coming on a Blu-ray, as people have been asking about. So good stuff there.